with another video. So if this is your first time on the channel, I just would like to say welcome and thank you so much for watching. And if you like what you see, feel free to hit that subscribe button and be sure to click that bell. That way you never miss an upload from me. And if you're an OG that's been here for a minute, thank you so much for coming back. So we are back in the Magnolia shopping district build series, and we're still on the first lot. I can't think of the name of it, I'm so sorry, but it's the lot in the top left corner in Magnolia Promenade, and we are creating our last little shop, and this is going to be a barber shop. So I wanted a barber shop because in my first attempt at rebuilding Magnolia, I did a hair salon. So I wanted to switch up the style. It still has the same amount of function, but I wanted it to have just a different energy, a different swag, if you will. And I really love how this barber shop comes together. It's really industrial, but it also has kind of like a trendy flair to it, and you'll see what I mean in just a little bit. So here we are. We are working on choosing some wall coverings, and I knew on the outside I definitely wanted to keep it brick, and I thought I wanted it to be brick on the inside, but we eventually changed it. And again, you'll see that a little bit later on in this build. So yeah, how are you guys doing today? I hope everyone is doing great. I'm glad to be getting back to the Magnolia Promenade series. I just can't wait for everything and all the lots to be complete, and just being able to have my Sims finally go somewhere and have multiple things to do. And hopefully you're looking forward to that as well. So yeah, back to the build. Like I said, we are just cycling through a bunch of brick swatches, and I was trying to figure out what color scheme I wanted to go with. At first I thought I wanted it to just be all brown brick and brown because I wanted it to have more of a masculine aesthetic. So yeah, I was going to just go for browns, but my color scheme really comes from this little piece of graffiti art on the wall that came with the Get Together pack. So I really definitely wanted to have browns, but I also wanted to pull out some yellow tones and some blue tones. So yeah, that is our color scheme. These awnings gave me the absolute blues. I wish we had more awnings for shops. Hopefully we'll get some soon, but I honestly doubt it. I don't think that we will get any more like shop oriented packs like Dine Out or Get to Work. So maybe, I doubt it, but we'll just have to see. Initially I was going to put wood flooring down in here, but I opt for the celebrity tile that comes with Get Famous, and there it is right there. I just wanted to use it because it's something different, and I don't recall using this tile before. And I'm using these Stylist chairs that came with the Get Famous pack as well. I wish we had a version without the makeup can and the light on it, like just something more simple so you can have a little bit more diversity and variety with that item. But nevertheless, it was the perfect piece to put in here, and it's functional. That's the best thing about it. We don't have like a barbershop or a hair salon lot type, so you can use these items. Basically how they work is that you would click on them and it says, you know, request a style from, or request a haircut from, or provide that service. So this is definitely functional, but again, this lot is a restaurant lot to really accommodate the largest lot that we have. Well, technically that's not even the largest lot anymore. Anyway, this isn't a salon lot, that's what I'm trying to say, but everything is still functional. This would be great for storytelling. Maybe you have some Sims that work as a hairstylist or wanted to get something trendy. Maybe they're getting ready for something important, or maybe this is just kind of like a social hub for them. Whatever you want it to be, I just feel a real sense of community here, and I feel like maybe the owner of this shop is really big on just being a service to his community. So I would imagine the shop owner that I'm envisioning is a guy. But it could be whoever you want, of course. But I'm imagining a guy being the shop owner, and maybe he employs, you know, some of his family members or close friends, and, you know, they would come and patron his store and just keep it like that. I would imagine that this place is more on the trendier side, like I said, so it would attract a lot of teens and young adults, and maybe people will bring their kids to get their hair cut here. I was gonna put a TV in here, but it's like when you put TVs on community lots, like all the Sims just kind of flock to the TV, and it's so annoying. So I just had to settle for a radio, a wall speaker. But yeah, these windows and doors that I use in this particular shop are all from the Get to Work pack. I really, really love those windows. They are nice and wide. I wish we had more options with them to where they're more than just 2 tiles wide, but you know, it is what it is, and I'm happy with what we've gotten, and we've done quite a bit while I've been yammering about. So this shop will have 5 stylist stations. It's also going to have a small office for the shop owner just to do like their bookkeeping, or maybe hire people, or like some sort of private consultation. And then there's also going to be 2 small waiting areas. And on the stylist stations, I'm gonna have just a bunch of decor items like hair dryers and hair products and towels and robes and things like that, and you'll see that in just a bit. But I definitely wanted to make sure each station had all of the essentials so your Sims can be styling when they're done getting their hair appointments. And the mirrors that I'm using are the mirrors from I think those are from the Vintage Glamour Stuff pack. It's at this point where I kind of realized that I wanted to do some shelving so I could put like products and things. So I was just kind of cycling through the shelves, and I don't know, I wanted a lot of space, but you know, the stylist stations are only so big. So I choose some shelving as just a bit, and now I'm just kind of seeing the different countertops and deciding which ones I want to use. I eventually go with these. They're called the Raw countertop or something like that, but they come in base game, and I use the island version, and I flip it around so the drawers are towards the front, so you know, if your stylists need to access their tools and things, they can do that. And I'm using this sink from the Tiny Living pack, and I raised it up by 2 little ticks, and you know, I thought that would be perfect if someone needed to get their hair washed, or if the stylist needed to clean off their utensils, you know, whether it be scissors or clippers or whatever, they definitely have access to that water. And I end up going with these shelves from Get to Work. I used the shorter version of these, and I styled them off camera because I just kind of figured you guys didn't want to see me going through all of these different items and placing them individually. So I do that off camera, but here's a little bit of my idea with these. So I'm just kind of cycling through looking for products from Spa Day and Base Game and placing them on the shelves. And I'm using that robe as kind of like a smock. So if you've ever gotten your hair done professionally, whether it's getting your hair cut or getting it dyed or blown out or whatever, usually they will put like a smock on you, or kind of like an apron, so your clothes don't get dirty from the hair or whatever product. So that's what the robe kind of represents. Now I'm just getting rid of all of those little wall lights, and I am using this hanging light from the Spa Day pack. I really, really love the blue color in it, so that's really why I used it. And I just sized it down by a couple of ticks, and I hung them over each little stylish chair. And now I am kind of reorienting where the door is. I felt like it was a little bit too tight with that first stylist station, so I move over the door, and I move over the window also, and I add in a couch in front of it, so there's just a little bit of additional lounging. I know that usually when I get my hair done professionally, like, I make an appointment. Like, there's no way I'm waiting that long. I know when my boyfriend gets his hair cut, sometimes he can be waiting over 30 minutes. So I definitely wanted to make sure I had some comfortable seating for your Sims as they're waiting to get their hair styled. And yeah, at this point, I'm just trying to figure out how I want to divide each station. I was playing around with this screen from the Discover University pack, but I eventually just decided to stick with the half wall, and I used that half wall piece on top of it from Dine Out. And I'm just doing the same thing to the other stations, added in those sinks from the tiny living pack, raising them up so it looks like a little station to wash your hair. Now I'm just turning around these rugs. I had to look at a couple of source pictures for this, but I do know that there's like these little semicircle rugs that sit under the Stylist chairs, and I used that semicircle rug from the base game pack and I just put it underneath the chair. And now I'm just switching up some of the wall coverings. I knew I wanted to use brick, but it was becoming a bit too much brick, so I'm breaking it up with that blue wall that came with Get Famous, and also the Pure Expression walls, which is that white wall by the 3 seats waiting area, and that's from base game. Now I'm just deciding on what lights I wanted to put above the mirrors, and I'm using the Stranger Bill. It's kind of like a bar light, and I'm putting those above those mirrors. And now I'm just adding in more shelving around the other units so I can put more of those decor items on there. And here I am just utilizing these beams to hang up the robes, aka the smocks. And yeah, I'm just adding in some more decor pieces. I definitely do more off camera, but I really love the vibe in here. Although I was going more for a masculine aesthetic, obviously any sim who wants to get their hair done can come in here. I just really love the mix of the black, brown, blue, and yellow tones. It just feels really trendy and youthful, and it just feels like a cool place to be. Like, even if you're not getting your hair styled, it seems like just a great place to kind of hang out. And I definitely like it because it was a challenge for me. I tend to build with more of like a feminine perspective because that's just what I gravitate to. So doing something a little bit more on the masculine side was a great change for me, and I hope you guys like it as well. It's at this point where I decided that I kind of wanted to put some like pictures and wall coverings up just to add a little bit of flair and decor. Oh, and I'm thinking about a name for this shop. So outside, I'm not sure if you noticed, I used one of the hanging signs from the Discover University pack. So I'm thinking about calling this like Supreme Cuts or something like that. So I kind of wanted to have like a slight royalty theme, which is why I was introducing some of the golden tones and things like that. And I just wanted to also match the colors on that sign as well. So it worked out perfectly. I was thinking about adding in some curtains in the waiting area, but it was just too much. So I'm back outside trying to figure out more of the awnings. And to the left of the screen, you can see that crown signage that I was telling you guys about, which was an inspiration for this shop. Yeah, it's just, I wish we had more variety of the awnings. I really do. I'm not completely happy with these brown ones because I feel like they blend in a little bit too much with the build. But these kind of, these awnings here, the black ones from base game, I like them, but they were just too big and they would not have fit properly over the windows. But yeah, I'm just, you know, adding in some more wall pieces and decor around. And now I'm in the office. This office is tiny. It's a 2x3 space, but it's just enough to do a little bit of bookkeeping. I'd imagine that the shop owner probably cuts hair from time to time as well. So they wouldn't need a huge space, but you know, enough just to get their day-to-day stuff done. So I'm just adding in a desk and a couple of file cabinets, and I sized them down. And there's also like that file holder that's sitting on top of the file cabinets. And there's just that one chair in the corner. The blue one is from Tiny Living. So like I said, if the shop owner needed to have like a private consultation or a meeting, they can do so. And I just put in the laptop. I would imagine that this business is relatively young, so they're still trying to figure things out, and the laptop is just enough for them. And I also added in a cash register, so if you did want to make this into a retail lot, this could be the focus of your store. Of the lot if you wanted it to be. And I'm just cycling through some more pictures and some more lamps and things. That blue lamp on the table is from the Tiny Living pack. the picture on the wall and that stack of papers that I just put on the table are from the Strangerville pack. And the stack of money is a debug item. I think that is from base game. But anyway, you guys, I have rambled on enough. I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. If you made it this far in the video, I just would like to say thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't done so already, feel free to subscribe and be sure to click that bell. That way you never miss an upload from me. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. It helps me and the channel out more than you know. If you're interested in seeing anything from my personal life or just some additional photos from my builds, feel free to follow me on my social medias, which I'll always link down in the description box below. This is not available for download yet, but when it is, it will be up on the gallery. In the meanwhile, feel free to check out anything else that I've created. My origin ID is Simply-Nisey. Again, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.